No one talks about what happened before the battle, before the acid, before Skeletor. This is the story of the boy that the kingdom of Eternia chose to forget. King Nero was the most powerful ruler of Eternia, a man of military victories and cold decisions. But even kings have moments when they stop being kings and become just men. And in one of those moments, Cyrene was a Gar woman with deep blue skin, clear eyes, and a beauty that didn't fit with anything the palace had ever known. She wasn't from the court, she wasn't from the nobility. She lived on the outskirts of the kingdom, in one of those villages that the official maps of Eternia didn't even name. Nero met her during a military campaign, and what started as a meeting turned into something the king never knew how to handle. Cyrene got pregnant, and here's the first thing nobody told you. Nero knew. He knew from the beginning, and he chose to do nothing. Skeletor was born with his mother's blue skin, the king's eyes, and a mark that would follow him all his life in Eternia, not truly belonging anywhere. Cyrene loved him with all her heart. She was a mother who sang to him in the Gar language at night, who taught him to be strong not with words, but through her example of surviving alone in a world that hadn't treated her well either. She told him that his blue skin was not a stain, that it was his heritage, that the Gar were an ancient and proud people. Skeletor listened to her. He believed her, because inside that small house, in that overlooked village, he was simply Cyrene's son, and that was enough. But the world outside that house was something else. The village children wouldn't leave him alone. They called him the Blue One. They called him the King's Son. Skeletor learned to fight before he learned to read, not because he wanted to, but because they didn't give him another choice. And Cyrene, who saw him come home with torn clothes and bruised knuckles, didn't tell him not to fight. She cleaned his wounds and asked him if he had won. He had almost always won. But then, something changed everything, and this is what will surprise you the most. One day, men from the palace arrived, bearing King Nero's crest. They spoke with Cyrene in private. Skeletor was 8 years old and listened from outside the door. He didn't grasp everything, but he understood enough. His father wanted to take him to the palace.